Hi everyone. Whoop. Hi everyone, Operator Starsky here, and wait a second. Why don't you work? Oh my god, everything is broken. Okay, so Operator Starsky here, and my good buddy Paul, Pasha, Pavel, Paul.
Paul. Just a Paul.
Basically Paul. Yeah. Good evening, troops. Very nice to see you tonight. And we have a bunch of news and some special news that I prepared for the end of this stream. So, as of yesterday, 950 Russian orcs were eliminated by our troops, which is not bad, which basically reminds me of those first days of this invasion when Russians would lose like thousands of men every day, even though we didn't have sophisticated weapons like we have today. But what does it tell us? Basically, it tells us that all of those mobilized orcs, specifically in Kherson, basically suck.
Yeah, because a couple months ago, when Russia doesn't use mobilized infantry, they had a little bit less wounded guys and killed guys. Yeah, and so a lot of injuries, a lot of kills Russian. It's a result of bad training, bad equipment, and it's a result of a bad Russian army. Because Russian mobilized orcs is really sucks now in Ukrainian frontline.
Yeah, let me just briefly increase volume. I don't know why it was so low. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I hope that you can hear us much better now. So, yeah, basically Paul, that's right. So we have a lot of guests tonight, from all around the world. We can see guys from Belfast to Ohio. So, Ireland, Northern Ireland, UK, US, Netherlands, India, Fresno, California. Have you been to California?
No.
We gotta go.
Yeah.
Sometime.
Little bit later.
A bit later.
Yeah.
Norway, Lithuania, and many other countries. Canada, Dominican Republic, Slovakia,
Sweden.
Oh right. Today, the major news that are mostly discussed in Ukraine is this crazy Russian decision to stop this grain agreement, this basically food agreement, and around 200 Ukrainian ships, specifically 218 Ukrainian ships, cannot deliver grain to the world because Russians decided to use food as a tool for terror. Previously it was like nuclear weapons. And talking of nuclear weapons, according to Spiegel, Russians planned, and it's crazy because they actually planned to use nuclear weapons before the invasion in Ukraine. So they planned to use this nuclear weapons to attack 3 main targets in Germany, and specifically Berlin, military base in Ramstein, and Büchel, where American nuclear weapons are being stored. So those were estimated as their targets, which is kinda not like scary, rather sad. But on the other hand, so I see those frequent news about Putin saying that they're gonna use plenty of nuclear weapons, nuclear strikes, and kill everybody with their nukes, which only means that they are not going to do that. Скільки разів ти брав участь у бойових діях? Починаючи з 15-го року, у мене було 5 ротацій, 4 з яких було бойових, кілька бойових виїздів, і крайній раз це був Гостомель. Після Гостомеля я перетворився на офісний штабний планктон. Yeah. And so on. With that, we're going to move to the news of today. Today, Russians were shelling Kherson. The Kherson's direction, basically. From what we know, most of Russian losses, most of their casualties are taken in the Kherson region because... Sorry, I'm going to close this tab. Because they pumped up this territory with their mobilized orcs. And in this region, we have advantage in terms of artillery.
Artillery, yeah.
And not as much as number of artillery, not as much amount of our artillery system. I'm talking about the quality of those artillery systems, because M777s, HIMARS, Panzerhowitzers, and other artillery systems that were delivered to Ukraine from our allies and our friends have greater range than Russian artillery. The only thing that Russians can basically do is they can use their Smerch systems, probably, as a counter battery measures. But
Russian artillery system not so useful like a Western artillery system, because Western artillery system can shoot in more accuracy, yeah, and can shoot into target. But for example, Russian Smerch system so useless for counter artillery, for counter battery, because they cannot shoot at target. They only can shoot at quadrat, and a lot of
area,
yeah.
So we have Jake Bro here in the chat. Jake, it's very nice to see you. We gotta repeat our stream sometime, I think. Everybody, if you're not subscribed to Jake Bro, please do that right now. So Russians have this saying that artillery is used to target areas, like not some specific target, not some specific object, but basically areas, which tells a lot about the artillery, because not much changed since World War II, probably. Anyways, and also we have Ukraine Matters here in the chat. Bro, very nice to see you too. What we have today? Today we have a bunch of interesting videos. You're gonna love it. So, Russians accused the UK of destroying the Nord Stream.
But couple weeks ago, they said that it's Americans destroyed Nord Stream. They changing version every day.
Basically, they were Martians.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see this beautiful report.
According to available information, representatives of this unit of the British Navy took part in the planning, backup and carrying out of this terrorist attack in the Baltic Sea on September the 26th of this year to blow up the Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2 gas pipelines.
One thing that I find interesting about this video is that now they are calling our British allies terrorists.
Yeah.
So remember that video about this Nazi club, which means that if you are like, doesn't matter where you come from, be it like Israel or Japan or Canada, the UK, the US, like any country, if you're fighting against Russians, you are Nazi. I'm sorry, it's according to Russian propaganda. Now we are all terrorists. Anyways.
All world against Russia. All world is terrorist. Yeah.
Anyways.
Only
I don't care.
Only Russian saints.
Yeah. But they're changing their narratives basically because they're changing their communication strategy, and it's something that we should pay attention to because it's very important. How many medals have the Black Sea forces got so far? That's a good question. Okay.
According to available information.
Sorry about that. So one of the usual things in Russia. If you want to know like why Russians don't care about their troops, you gotta watch this video. And guys, this is something that if you have small kids, you better take them away because this stuff is insane. So here we can see a small boy in Russia just walking down the road, and he's being hit by a car, which is horrible. But the person driving this car is Sergei Mamontov. He is Russian politician and member of Russian Единая Россия. That's a ruling party in Russia. And what we can see here is that, of course, he went out of the car. He's trying to check if kid is alive, and basically kid is injured, and
he do nothing. He just
basically he's just laying there, and at first some humane features woke up in this man, but then he decides that he gotta clean his car and basically leave this kid to die, and then he just leaves.
It's so really terrible. He doesn't give a first medical aid for kid. He just leave.
Yeah. So this CCTV was recorded, I think, yesterday. Correct me if I'm wrong. But basically, this is how. This tells a lot about Russian politicians, and why I decided to show you this is because, a lot of people still try to justify orcs, they're invaders. They try to justify them somehow. They try to say that there are still people with deep, beautiful world, and guys, in Russia, there's just a small number of such people, and most of them are already in Ukraine fighting for Ukraine. Um, I like, a lot of people protecting this terrorist state because Russia is now officially like a terrorist country. Among Europeans, they are now, terrorists. A lot of those people have some kind of sympathy towards that place. If you have sympathy towards Russia, you gotta visit Khabarovsk. You're gonna love it. Anyways, next up. So this was a funny fake that was widely shared by Russian propagandists in their media. They were talking that two HIMARS systems were destroyed by Russian strike, and they showed this picture as a proof of that two HIMARS systems were eliminated. And it's like, judging from all of their reports, they already destroyed like 10 times more HIMARS systems that we physically have in Ukraine. I'm not even mentioning Ukrainian tanks.
I think destroying HIMARS for Russian, it's like a small dreams or like a fetish, The everyday destroying 10, 12 HIMARS.
Did you read about that Russian anti-air dude who destroyed 10 Bayraktars using his AK? I'm not kidding, there was such crazy crap.
Russians have a special source, with wounded guys and kills guys, and the source describe how die this soldier, and we have describe like he fighting against battalion of Nazi, for example. He destroyed division, tanks division, or a lot of Bayraktars, and etc. Yeah, it's really funny. I think that you should show this source in the next stream. I think it will be interesting.
Yeah, I gotta do that. Anyways, if you have Telegram channel, you can find it. And if you have Russian language installed, you can basically find that channel anyways. So the truth is, it was actually an American vehicle, only it was not a HIMARS, it was an Oshkosh truck, which again is widely used in Ukraine. We received quite a lot of them. So that's exactly what was destroyed, and basically there's if you see a lot of their videos about presumably destroying those HIMARS systems, like they don't always look convincing.
Mm-hmm. But in truth, it's just a cargo truck. Just a cargo truck. Yeah.
I just heard that Russia has blocked Telegram. So, Mike, I don't think it's really possible. They tried to do that previously when they were blocking different...
They tried 2 years ago, if I don't mistake, they tried it. But it's a very, very fresh news. But blocked Telegram, if I don't mistake, after yesterday they do it, and they blocked IP of Telegram, and
but it's very stupid. Blocking IP of Telegram is kind of, it doesn't work. So we have a comment from Big Gay Sexy Balls, who says, any comments on YouTube being banned in Russia? I don't think that is gonna work. Maybe they can locally ban some kind of, in some regionally. But again, Russians use YouTube for sharing their propaganda. They don't want to get rid of a separate channel of sharing their propaganda. I would not do that if I was Russian.
Russian have separate YouTube.
Yeah. Oh my god. So, Cheburashka. Cheburnet.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, Russians planned to, and wait a second, I gotta find this. Wait a
It's
minute.
like an Alex of YouTube, yeah.
Yeah. Cheburashka. You want to see this, I swear. Okay. Okay. So, this is Cheburashka. This funny animal. I heard that they stole this Cheburashka from some Western folklore. I don't know.
If I don't mistake, I watched one blogger, geek blogger, and he said that Cheburashka is a Japanese folk animal. Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. Anyways, so a couple of years ago, Russians decided to separate, I mean like self-isolate from the internet, from World Wide Web, and they wanted to call it Cheburashka, and we were jokingly calling it a Cheburnet. Okay, I'm being messaged by some very, very special person. So, more on that later. And they wanted to self-isolate and kind of create some intranet, basically, like in China.
Mm-hmm. Different internet. It's like a different real, only for Russians.
Oh yeah. Anyways, worldwide Russia, like I would say like Russia-wide Russia.
Paul is sexy.
Paul is, I guess.
Thank you, Frank.
Yeah.
Not
No, not Frank.
Not
it's
Frank.
Alphonse
Alphonse Woodley. Thank you.
Yeah, like in the army, we don't usually give each other such compliments like you're sexy. But we gotta start. We gotta start at some point to improve our self-confidence and so let's move on to some other news. Yeah, but in reality, those HIMARS still work and operate, and on this video we can see a column of now Ukrainian M113s Bradleys. I found this video titled "Russians are screwed," something like that. How many? I think HIMARS.
How many HIMARS in Ukraine?
In Ukraine?
No more than 30. Yeah. We should check it. Fact,
something like that, because I remember we had 10, not more than 10, just a couple of months ago. We were promised
very limited number of HIMARS.
Very limited number of those. What about the false flag bullshit about the dirty bomb? Guys, it's hilarious. So I already offered to, let me just hide this Cheburashka. So I offered to give this dirty bomb nickname to Shoigu. I think it fits him well.
Oh, I'm lose your mind because I'm fucked about HIMARS.
Dirty Bomb is a perfect nickname for Shoigu, like a call sign.
Yeah. It's a
Mr. Dirty Bomb.
Or Mr. Bio Laboratory.
Yeah. Elizabeth asks, so this one fights Cotton Cutie. It suffers from Cotton Cutie. Cotton Cutie is so much cooler. And yeah, Polly Countess says, any explanations about those special mosquitoes? So, guys, if you think that Russians attacked Ukraine because they wanted to, like, all of those explanations, all of those justifications that they were given about like protecting people of Donbass, like protecting Ukrainians from Ukrainians, fighting Nazis, and
denazification, demilitarization, and
yeah.
now they had a new reason. It's Satanism. Don't forget about Satanism. Yeah.
So guys, all that was a bullshit. The real reasons why they attacked Ukraine was because Satan, mosquitoes, genetically modified birds, dirty bomb.
Dirty bomb. Maybe.
I recall those rumors. So prior to this invasion, there were rumors that Ukraine was gonna use nuclear weapons to destroy several Russian cities like Belgorod, like Kursk and stuff, and nobody even gave a slightest damn about the fact that Ukraine has 0 nuclear weapons since 1994. Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares because it was said so on TV. Ukrainians probably could have some, some small bomb could be hidden somewhere under the stairs in the president's office, right? Happens all the time. Can you use a clean bomb?
I think we can.
I have this.
Only after dirty bomb.
I have this. So in order to turn dirty bomb into a clean bomb, you gotta spray it with this, hand sanitizer. Probably. We did that, by the way. Okay. But the main news of today, guys, and yeah, weird guy says Jewish Nazis. That's basically exactly what Lavrov said publicly, that Israeli people, according to Lavrov, are the biggest anti-Semites.
Yeah, I remember this news.
But guys, we're talking about Russian propaganda. I mean, they can say anything, okay? Yeah. Anyways, today actually was a very, very special day. Not only because I met my good buddy, and we're gonna talk about you a bit later, but because today I met another very, very special person that I didn't see for many months.
Maybe half of a year.
Yeah.
When he left from our unit.
And this is my good buddy. So we were sergeants in my brigade. We spent a lot of deployments on the front lines together in probably like since 2016, if I'm correct. And yeah, that's we were deployed on the Svetlodarsk Bulge. We were changing another platoon. Yeah, so the story behind this man is that he was unfortunately captured by Russian troops during the very, very first days of this invasion, specifically when this invasion started. There was battle in Hostomel, and by the way, Paul also participated. And my buddy was captured by Russian troops, and I haven't heard about him for maybe 7 months already, right?
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah. So he was captured, and he spent 7 months in Russian prison. And there was zero information that I could find about my bro. His name is Bogdan. But today I met him. So a couple of days ago they were exchanged. 52 by 52 by 52. 52 for 52.
Yeah.
So
this exchange.
Yeah, they were exchanged. I read about it. I watched video, but I couldn't freaking recognize my friend because he changed. Because even I look fatter than he does.
Yeah.
So he was exchanged for Russian prisoners. And guys, like today I cried like a freaking baby because this morning he called me and he was like, "Hey bro," and I was like, "F you," and I went to sleep. And he called me again and he was like, "Hey bro," and I was like, "Who is it?" Like, "Me, Bogdan." Guys, it was amazing. Yeah, so I made a video. Of course, I made a video because I'm a press officer. So I made a video, and this is the very first moment when we see that crazy bastard in months. And thank God he's alive. Oh my God, those pictures that I showed you in the beginning, that's me trying to squeeze him to death. So the pictures that I showed you in the beginning, like I found them literally a couple of days ago without even noticing it. Like when I found out about this exchange, this prisoner exchange, I was like, probably I thought subconsciously about Bogdan, and I surfed through my pictures and I found those and I saved them on my phone. And yeah, and today he called me. It was crazy. So what we did, of course, because he lost a lot of weight, we brought him to McDonald's, and yeah, this was his first cheeseburger in 7 months. Oh my God.
I think he need 100 cheeseburgers for take previous form, because now very very skinny.
Easily we can do that. And the coolest thing about this, by the way, is that Bogdan, because I sent him the link to our stream, so Bogdan is watching us right now, right at this moment. So you can pass him your greetings in the chat. I'm sure that he will read them. Probably he won't reply because he didn't make the account on the YouTube, but he will be very very pleased to read your commentaries. So it's amazing, and Bogdan is one of the coolest, most kick-ass sergeants that I know, that I ever met in my life. He's crazy. But another thing was that, when I met him, I met a lot of friends who returned from the captivity, basically, and I know that when person returns from prison, no matter how much time this person spent in the prison, but he or she will always return a bit different man. But I was so happy that Bogdan was still Bogdan, that he kept his personality. Yeah, and everything else will be fine. I believe in that.
Bogdan is a very very strange person, and I think that Russian can't broken his person.
Strong, not strange.
Yeah. Strong. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Maybe strange. Yeah. We, like, after years in the army, we all a bit.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Oh my God! It was a crazy day. It was crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So Bogdan will be watching, listening, and reading us right now. And by the way, Bogdan, if you see us right now, в общем, нас дивиться 2600 користувачів прямо в цей момент, вони всі передають тобі величезний привіт. Ти просто красунчик. Okay. So, today also I have a special guest, as you may probably noticed. So Paul
Yes.
is my another buddy in the brigade, and Paul fought in Hostomel. Basically, we fought together in Hostomel. Then he took part in the combat that took place. Have you been to Moshun?
Yeah, I was in Motion and Hutamezhihirska, in Irpin and Stary Petrivt, and a lot of key places.
And Rubizhne and Severodonetsk and yeah. So when I saw Paul returning from Rubizhne and Severodonetsk, he could barely talk because our guys spent every day being shelled and shot at and eating some crazy crap that they could find. It was intense, but yeah, I'm glad that
Because I had very, very strange Akubara trauma with post-traumatic syndrome. I had a logoneuros. I can't speak. If when I speak very, very, very slowly, and I a little bit lose my sluch.
here, like
Yeah, I'm bad hearing, and a little bit lose my sight. And when I was under shelling, yeah, it was like my biggest battle here. When I was a little bit wounded, my ate my teeth. I lose 2 my teeth, and 8 my teeth was broken. But now all is okay.
yeah.
This.
In the army, we all have problematic teeth for some reason. Like one of the reasons is that water in Donbass is. If you want to lose some, I don't know, some bone material, you gotta drink plenty of that water, and of course, yeah, other things. But despite this, Paul is responsible for translation for the flashback, our allied channel that is run by Max and Paul and
Pasha, Paul, Metis.
yeah.
Don't forget subscribe to Flashback channel. If you don't do this now.
Yeah.
I hope that you give a link for Flashback channel.
Yeah, it's down in the description below.
Yeah, don't forget subscribe to our project. In future we give for you a lot of very interesting stories from a war, a lot of good footages from a war, and a lot of interest content. Yeah.
Yeah, and they work with Max very, very closely. They did on the front lines. They were together all the time, and now they work together on the same channel. Max courageously makes content. He records videos from the front lines. We managed to buy a lot of GoPros that we disseminated among our guys. Yeah, Bogdan just messaged me and said that it was a touching story, and I'm just gonna, bro, you can still hear and see us. We all love you. You are legendary, absolutely, and we're so glad that you're back. So returning to Paul. So now Max courageously makes content on the front lines, and there's a lot of stuff to see. Do you have like Instagram or TikTok?
My personal?
No, the flashback.
Flashback? No Instagram and not TikTok. Now it's only YouTube channel and personal Maxim Twitter account. Special for flashback project, yeah. But now we doesn't have TikTok. We had a special part of on our YouTube channel. It's shorts. Yeah, shorts and full scale video, but now we doesn't have other platform. Yeah, now we work only YouTube.
Yeah, and how did you decide to make this channel?
Main idea for make it this channel, yeah, it was give truth about war. for Western people, because Max to press officer, and Max make a lot of inside content for Ukraine. Yeah, he make interview with soldiers, he make combat footages with soldiers, but it's only for Ukrainian, yeah, and for guys who understand Russian or Ukrainian language. But we know that a lot of Western people, a lot of foreigner people from Asia, from other country, yeah, they have a small number of sources who can give real information from a front line, who can give real information from a soldier, from an officer, and from army, yeah. And our channel, our project, it's like a direct
Picture.
no, not picture. It's like a direct work from Ukrainian army, from our rapid reaction brigade, with you, with our auditory, with English language people. Main task, it's give a truth from frontline, give a real situation. For example, you can go to our channel, and Max 1 week ago, he shows, he make a video with raining cities in Le Mans. Yeah, it's real footages and real information. I think that it's give a real information and give truth. It was a main idea. Yeah, and I think that all people in the world should know about how strong Ukrainian soldiers, how they fight against Russian orcs army. Yeah, and I think it's very good and very useful for our soldiers. And I forgot about one idea. When Max make interview with a soldier, yeah, and interview, it's opportunity поділитися, що в тебе на душі.
To share feelings and like specific feelings and memories, everything that you feel and that you want to share with the audience.
Yeah, it's too very important, and with this video you can feel how feel soldier on a front line. It's too very important, not only for viewers who view video, it's too important for soldiers talking with Max.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that Max also is also watching us right now.
Yeah. I hope that Max watching us. Hello, Max.
Hey.
Guys who come from our project, from Flashback, Max is okay. Today I am talking with Max by mobile phone. He say hello for you, for Starsky auditory, for our auditory. He is okay. He on a Bakhmut direct now in a Donbas region. His work, he's making contact for you, and his fight against Russia. With Max always okay. Again, I said привет, Max. Я сподіваюся, ти нас дивишся і в тебе все добре. Max said that thank you for Starlink that he have opportunity watching our stream.
Yeah, that's important. That's crucial. And yeah, I probably already mentioned that we were together in Hostomel when this crazy shit began. Oh my god, like I saw some footage made by people who were like recording those helicopters. Like every time I see those pictures, like not even pictures, every time I hear those rotors, I have like freaking flashback basically. Yeah, I don't like helicopters anymore.
Yeah, and plane, it's a aircraft, a reactive aircraft. I'm scared cars with a turbine.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have Max here.
When turbine whistle.
Yeah, we have Max here.
Max here. You can say hello, Max, in chat now. Don't forget subscribe to Flashback channel. Don't forget. Do it now.
Yeah.
We wait.
Uh, that's important. As for those jet fighters, not jet fighters. There were jet attack aircraft.
Yeah.
Su-25, Su-24.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I
25, so 25 and
and 24.
34.
Yeah.
34. 25 is 34.
I remember that I saw 25 and 24 in Hostono.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I saw Su-25. So the clouds were very, very low over the ground, and I saw Su-25 flying. Because I know how it looks like. I'm a flight simulator geek, but then I saw another airplane. Everybody fell down, and I hit the ground, and I was like, I couldn't see it well, but I noticed that it doesn't look like Su-25. It was like as if it had some kind of disease. So yeah, and that was Su-24, I think. Like when it flies over you.
When fly over you and shooting on you, for you doesn't interesting in Su-25 or Su-24.
Yeah.
More interesting for you it's be alive. It's survive.
Yes. The sound is crazy.
I remember that it was a jet. I remember a lot of helicopters. Yeah, it was really shit. Yeah.
Yeah, it
was horrible.
Like the dude was flying around our base, and it was like banking its airplane, and like looking out from its cockpit, trying to see people. Was kind of sketchy. Kind of.
Yeah, and if you don't forgot, this fucking plane shoot by us. Yeah, and they use a rocket. They shoot from a machine gun, if I don't mistake, and these planes ruined a lot of building in our military unit and a lot of civilian infrastructures. If I don't mistake, it's Russian jets ruined school in Hostomel and chilled school and
yeah, there was
detaches
like elementary school and kindergarten in
yeah.
the same building.
And a lot of civilian houses. Yeah.
Yeah, but helicopters are
Yeah.
are the worst.
Aviation is scared.
Did you guys take him out? So we tried, but so like yeah, we had anti-air missiles, we had manpads, we had anti-air guns, but there were too many targets because from what I know, about 100 helicopters were involved into this air raid. Most of those were attack helicopters, like Ka-52, Mi-24, and some other ones. There were Mi-8 cargo helicopters. 3 of them were destroyed by our troops. And
Ka-52, don't forget about
Ka-52, yeah. I noticed some other attack helicopters. I cannot tell you which exactly.
It was a lot of helicopters.
There were a lot of them.
We can't count how many helicopters, but yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of helicopters.
it was kind of crazy. Ka-52 is crap, which I confirm it is, especially when it's full of mice. For those who doesn't know, you can check out my video on the remains of Ka-52. Yeah, Mi-28, that could be.
It could be. Yeah.
It's their new
new helicopter.
like advanced.
It's look like a Mi-24, but more modern. It's an analog of Ka-52. You know, it's old helicopter from a Mil factory. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but appeared that they are heavier than air, and sometimes they fall down. I only hope that we had more missiles probably
Yeah.
back then. Now it's not a problem, of course. But yeah, it was kind of intense. And after this air raid, Paul participated in other combat missions. One of them was in Moshun.
We started our combat mission in European.
Yeah,
We make a company with all guys who can fight. Yeah, we took a new vehicle.
company tactical group it was.
Yeah. It was first company tactical group. We took all vehicle what we have, because we lose a lot of APC, a lot of armored truck in Hostomel when we disengage from a military unit. Yeah, and
However, comparing to what we had on the front line that time, because I think 90% of our brigade with like
was on a front line on a Donbass, but
because on the 24th of February, my brigade took combat in two locations simultaneously. It was in Hostomel, it was in Donbass, but in Donbass we had majority of our brigade.
biggest part.
Our tanks, all of our APCs, and like majority of everything.
Yeah.
In Hostomel, we had a bunch of trucks. Some of them were repaired. Some of tanks were undergoing maintenance, and a bunch of armored vehicles.
Yeah, but it was a small numbers of armored vehicle, armored truck. But it's a two very sad news that we lose. It's APC and tanks. Yeah, and we took a new APCs, took new armored trucks. I remember it was armored car Varta, but not green, yellow Varta.
Yellow
if I don't
one,
mistake, it was an import variant in one of eastern country. Yeah, we took this vehicle and we go to European. It was my first close battle, first close combat. I was
Guys, just so you could understand, majority of our brigade was on the east. Hostomel was the town, and the airfield was protected by our conscripts that usually don't participate in the fight. We don't bring them to front lines, unlike Russians, and stuff like that. But together with those conscripts, we had small amount of contract soldier, professional soldiers. We had small amount of soldiers who had their contracts finished, so they were already kind of leaving our brigade, kind of quitting due to the end of their contract. There was a bunch of sick people, right? People on a sick leave.
and who can't go to front line.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of officers, like staff officers and stuff like that. So,
Like me.
yeah, and me too. So, from that small amount of men, again, because our conscripts, even later after this fight in Hostomel, they were not involved into combat. But from that small number of men, we managed to organize a company tactical group. And this group was sent on a mission to Irpin, Moshun, Huta Mazhihirska, even despite the fact that it was like small company tactical group armed with like AKs, some machine guns, a bunch of RPGs. Yeah.
I remember my machine gun in my section. You should understand that guys who go to Donbass, they took best weapon.
Of course.
Yeah, they took better weapon. Yeah, and in brigade we have worst weapon and weapon that the guys doesn't took to front line. Yeah, and in my battalion I had a machine gun, and this machine gun can't shoot in by burst fire and can't shoot in automatically. You can shoot only one fire, reload, one shoot,
single shots.
single
Yeah.
shots.
You should have installed that sniper scope.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and use that one. But still, yeah, even despite the fact that we had some shitty weapons and not a lot of men, but still we managed to create this company tactical group, move out, and participate in combat.
Yeah, and we shouldn't maybe remember that this company group included a lot of not combat officers, not a lot of staff officers, in out of service.
There were people.
Very mixed company it was.
There were people. There were officers like colonels, majors,
Yeah.
like top officers, right? And those were
They work like infantry. They work like a soldiers.
yeah. So those guys were like from financial department,
Yeah, it's a true. Yeah.
staff department.
I was senior lieutenant. I was chief of section S1. Yeah, but in this company tactical group, I was APC crew commander and the section commander. My platoon commander, it was a major from a personal section of headquarter of brigade, for example. Yeah, and neighbor platoon major from operative service of brigade. Colonels and majors work like infantry. It was
insane. The hero of our brigade, we have 6 heroes. 2 of them are alive, and one of the heroes who died basically in that fight. That
it was Voron.
Bogdan
Lyshishin.
Lyshishin, yeah.
Bogdan Lyshishin.
Voron, yeah. So
it's Lieutenant Colonel Bogdan Lyshishin. He is here in Ukraine,
and he was responsible for security of
охрана труда,
охрана
security
працы.
of it's like an insurance officer,
kind of.
Yeah, it's like an insurance officer. He's a staff officer.
But he was crazily brave. He was insanely brave.
Yeah, I was in battle when Colonel Lyshishin is died. It was near Huta-Mezhihirska, and we tried to make a defense line. Yeah, Colonel Lyshishin worked with soldier from 72 Brigade.
72nd Brigade, yeah.
72nd Brigade, and we just start operation. Lieutenant Colonel Lyshishin go to left flank, if I don't mistake, but it doesn't matter. And Russian surrounded us, and they used helicopters, Ka-52, and they shelled on a position of 72 brigades. And Colonel Lyshishin fight against Russian and surrounded, and if I don't mistake, helicopters kill him. If I don't mistake,
yeah.
Russian made ambush on the left flank.
Yeah. I know that he was wounded, and they put him on top of APC, and he was still alive basically. But this APC was destroyed either by helicopter or some kind of missile.
It was APC-17. It was APC of 72 Brigade, but R-70, APC-17.
17.
Yeah, and this APC was destroyed by Russian helicopter. In this operation, we doesn't wait that Russian can make ambush for us, because we prepared as old. We work with Armored Force Brigade. We work with the Special Forces Omega. It's National Guard Special Forces unit. And we doesn't wait that Russian can make ambush and use aviation in this small territory, but they do it, and it was a very bad.
Yeah.
And we should disengage a little bit, but on the next day we do what we should do at previous day. We done this task.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so defense of Kiev were very, very difficult because so close for so big city.
Okay, and we have Ryan Forrest, formerly known as Gentit Commando. So he says that he changed his channel name to his own name today. So don't make mistakes. Oh my God, buddy, I lost your message. Oh my God. How could this happen? Anyways, bro, very nice to see you tonight here with us. We have a lot of nice people visiting our chat today. You guys need to write a book, says Roberto. I think definitely, yeah. We gotta write a book sometime.
Yeah, little bit later, not yet.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so guys, you gotta also subscribe to my good buddy from the UK, Ryan Forrest. He is with us tonight, sending his greetings in the chat. How many languages can you speak? Question from Cats.
My hello, cats. Yeah, cats.
Yeah.
My education is military interpreter. Yeah, I can speak Ukrainian, Russian. I can speak English, and I little bit know German language, but I can't speak German because I make more biggest accent for English.
Where did you learn German language?
In National Academy of National Guard. We was a group mate with Maxim. We study with Maxim in one academy and one faculty. Yeah.
Yeah.
But and I had opportunity study French, but I don't use this opportunity.
I tried. I even downloaded this Duolingo to learn French language. Again, it's all about having time. So.
How are you guys liking the Bushmaster? Bushmaster.
Have you seen Bushmaster?
It's Aussie armored truck. In my experience, I doesn't see Bushmasters, but I had very good other answers. Yeah,
feedback.
Very good feedback from a soldier, because Bushmasters have a low attitude and very comfortable for disembark from this armored car, and it's more safety.
Comparing to Ukrainian Varta is kind of lower.
Yeah. Bushmasters were more lower and good armored, and it's a good armored car. We have only good feedback about this armored car, but in my experience, I doesn't meet with this. I hope that in future.
I like Ukrainian Varta, and in order to show you what we mean, because I think
Varta is a very high attitude armored car.
Yeah, it's a very big vehicle. Okay, Varta. Yeah, here it is.
Show this picture with a one man more down.
Yeah. It's just so you could understand how big this car is, because it's freaking huge, which is not very good for places like I don't think that Vartas are usually used on the front line. They usually used to deliver personnel and deliver all the goods closer to the positions. So this one is Ukrainian Varta. Varta is armored vehicle that can fit a whole squad of soldiers, including their weapons, including their additional ammunition, additional ammo, including all of their stuff like sleeping bags, food, water, and that's the reason why I like this car, because I was a first sergeant of platoon once, and it's big. It can fit everything. Like, yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, but so horrible jumping from Varta when
Yeah.
you're full equipped, nearly 15 kilo with ammo and AKA or with machine gun. It's horrible jumping from Varta. And Bushmaster in this situation a little bit better than Varta because Bushmaster is lower tilted than Varta.
But also, bad, like, worst thing about Varta was that you couldn't smoke inside. because they have this automatic system for.
I smoked.
Really? Yeah. Probably they changed something. No,
okay.
I know that the guys they used screwdriver to turn off that.
Turn off automatically system. Yeah.
Because there was this automatic fire suppression system basically, and I remember like it was very very hot outside in the summer, and we were talking outside with some officers, and we heard some kind of not like explosion, but it was like like and then we saw that there was like a cloud of smoke coming out of this Varta that was parked outside, and basically it was so hot inside of this vehicle that this fire suppression system was activated. Yeah, but because we cared about our personally my platoon, because we cared about our safety, we didn't smoke inside, of course. Yeah. So that was Varta. Actually, there's very different purpose for every vehicle. For example,
different task for vehicle.
Yeah.
If I don't mistake, Varta it's more useful for combat operation in city, urban operation. And at first, Varta was used of National Guard Special Forces, like Omega, for counter-terroristic activities inside city. Yeah. For Frontline, we used more smaller armored car. It's a Kozak. Yeah. Kozak 2, so big, but we had a modern variant, Kozak 2M, and second variant more smaller, and we use Kozak in Rubizhne. Ukrainian armored car Kozak, all time deliver soldiers on a front line, on a position, all time delivers nutrition and etc. And we use Kozak, and sometimes in a hottest point of Rubizhne, we used APC.
Yeah.
But
Kozak is something that looks a bit similar to Varta. It's a bit smaller, but the main difference between Varta and Kozak is that Varta is kind of softer because it was made for humans, and when you ride Varta, it like you feel comfortable. In Kozak, you can literally hear. Like you can literally feel every pit hole. I think I hurt my spine there when I had Kozak.
We in Kozak we all time moving in a helmet because all on the road all hills all in Ukrainian roads it's okay, all hills on the road we are jumping and we all time smashed head on a roof of Kozak.
I remember there was some journalist, so he was wearing a helmet, but it didn't save him because he kind of jumped and crashed into the ceiling of Kozak, and I think he passed away. Passed away. Yeah.
It's a dangerous car.
Kinda, yeah. But because I was a platoon sergeant, so I had this seat in front, the front seat of the commander of the vehicle, and it's like a nice soft seat. Of course, you're jumping like crazy in it, but anyways, passed out. Yeah, not passed away. He remained alive, but yeah. Thank you for fixing me.
Hey, Danny, my
Yeah,
Aussie volunteers
yeah.
watching our stream.
Yeah.
Hello, Danny.
Hey, Danny, you brother. Hey. So, a lot of our guys are watching this this stream, and we also have some trolls tonight. Yeah. So every time we see Russian trolls in this chat, it means that our video received a seal of quality, and we are also very happy every time when we manage to set some Vatny bots on fire. Yeah, and oh my god, and my dad also messages me, so you can also pass your greetings to my dad. I think he will be very happy. Yeah, okay, I think that we can answer some questions. Question from Kellen Dunn. When do you think Crimea will come home? Probably after it's liberated.
Yeah.
But the question...
When we liberate,
Yeah.
Krim will be at home.
It's kind of tough because you gotta solve Russian fleet. And of course it must be an amphibious operation, so it's not as easy.
But it will be a difficult operation.
Yeah.
If Russians not leave from Crimea.
Super Bunker 9000 says, any confirmation about Russian lost ships in the latest attack in Sevastopol? We know we know exactly that 3 ships were damaged. One of them was their new flagship after Moscow.
Admiral Makarov.
Yeah.
It was cruiser.
Cruiser. So they lost 3 ships being damaged. Not sure if any of them turned into a submarine, right? Performed negative surfacing.
Yeah.
But we know for sure that they were damaged, and coolest thing about this is that they were basically missile-carrying ships.
If I don't mistake...
Caliber.
They had Caliber. Admiral Makarov had a special launch system for launching Caliber missile.
Which means that they suck. X-Man asks, where is Grandpa? Grandpa is totally fine. I hope that I will be able to make a video sometime soon. One of the interesting questions that I asked Commander Macmillan the other day on the In Time show was, like, how do you think if there were nuclear warheads in Moscow? Because it's a missile cruise ship, probably they had to have some.
And it's... if ships with a nuclear weapon
Sinks.
If ships with a nuclear weapon ruined and go down, it's I think it's a very dangerous for ecology, and it can be ecology catastrophe.
Yeah,
because fucking nuclear weapon, it's a radiation and a lot of fish, a lot of
but on the other hand, I remember that they had this rescue operation. There was nobody to rescue, logically, right? But there was this rescue operation organized very, very fast. which means that probably there could be something down there. Probably.
But Russian government said that all crew of cruiser Moskva was helped, but more than 100 guys was died in cruiser Moskva. And subscriptors, yeah, you said subscriptor soldier 2 was in cruiser Moskva, and
Yeah.
they too died.
EEP Berlin asks why don't you have super chat? Is because I don't need to. It's because I'm trying to answer as much questions as I can, and without answering some specific questions that people can ask by paying. I think it's not fair. But again, I'm missing a lot of questions because I have so many of them. What can we, the USA, do to help you more? Question from Amanda, and I think that in order to help Ukraine more, probably we have to get more artillery, anti-missile, anti-air measures.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we need right now. Artillery, anti-air systems,
Anti-air systems.
anti-missile systems. That's probably all we need. We can do the rest. So what can USA do actually? And I think it's not only about USA but also about the rest of the world, is that we still have to fight Russian propaganda a lot in the social media, on the TV. So that's one of the things. Because what's the difference between freedom of speech and propaganda of terrorism?
So good question.
Yeah, you gotta think about it. How many recruits are you getting a month? Are you talking about the Russian recruits that are being turned into a fertilizer in Ukraine?
I'm right. Understand question. It's like a question about Ukrainian mobilization. Yeah.
Ukrainian mobilization, I don't have much information about it
You
because
know, we had a very soft mobilization.
Yeah.
Because a lot of volunteers make a biggest number of очереди.
queues.
Biggest queues in a military commissariat, and we had a lot of volunteers, and a lot of volunteers had answers that come a little bit later because we had enough people, and we doesn't need mobilization like Russian.
You probably remember all those crazy queues in Ukrainian recruitment points. Yeah. So the reason why this mobilization was launched in Ukraine was that we have quite a lot of infantry, for example, but at the same time we require some some soldiers who have this experience of, for example, operating anti-air systems, because we received some new anti-air systems from our allies, or tanks, or anti-tank systems and stuff like that. That's why we are specifically looking for such people who have this experience, this military specialty, and that's why we have those mobilization. It's not like it's done because oh my god, we lost 100 million men. No, it's because we require some specific people who have skills. Okay. What else? And guys, please tag me in your questions because it makes them easier to see. Operator Starsky and Paul, keep up the good skills and tell our Aussies we said good day. Okay, our Aussie friends, cheers mates. John said good day. Question from Greg. Is there any word on when F-16s from the USA might show up and begin operation? I heard there were training I heard they were training
training
Ukrainian pilots
pilots?
on F-16s. I heard the same, but because I heard the same many months ago as well, I think that probably soon we will see them, if those airplanes are in Ukraine. F-16s in Ukrainian armed forces. Oh my! It's like a dream come true.
Yeah.
Question from Chris: do you need drone operators? I think we do, because
Drone operators now it's
it's
very important specialization.
it's
'Cause
prestigious.
it's prestigious at first, yeah, and it's a very important specialization in all types of unit, in infantry units, in artillery units, in all units, because now it's war, it's artillery war and drone war, because drone we need for reconnaissance, we need a drone for correct artillery fire. We need drone for checking place in a real time, for assault operation, for infantry. Yeah, I think that yes, we need a drone operator.
Borst Will asks, do Ukrainian soldiers use a specific brand of tape for the yellow, blue, green arm tape? It's like just scotch.
I use a specific brand of tape for the yellow. No, it's just a tape from a building shop.
Mark Snyder says A10s do not suck, and I confirm that A10s do not suck, they do brrt.
Yeah, brrt.
Is question from
brrt, it's a sounds of victory.
Yeah. Operator Starsky, is the I want to leave program working? It does. It really does. We have information that the panel facilities are already, so they, not like they lack place for new POWs, new Russian POWs, but it's close to that. Greetings from Germany and Austria. What should we ask our governments more impolitely?
Impolitely?
Guys, you have to decide yourself, because if I tell you what you should ask your government about, it will be like I'm trying to influence your internal politics, which I'm not trying to do, because Ukrainians don't do that. But I think that you know how to help us. Is the Iris-T living up to expectations? I personally heard feedback from our anti-air specialists. They say they are amazing, and unfortunately we need much more of those, but they are awesome.
Hey, dear viewers, don't forget subscribe the flashback channels, because number of subscribers doesn't changing. Yeah, and in describe we had a link of PayPal of flashback projects. Yeah, now we some збираем.
So the flashback project is wait a minute. The flashback project is collecting funds to buy a transport, basically.
Transport and a Donbas Direct for our team. Yeah, and now it's
cars don't leave for long. In
more
the front lines.
Car doesn't leave more than one week maybe, but usually 3 or 5 days. Yeah, and now for our project we need a car, and now we took that. Yep, how I'm right said, if we took donates, yeah, for our car. If you I'm lose my mind. So
what are you trying to say?
Sorry.
We have a commentary from Roman who asks, where can I get a signed exemplar of Чужая война? So we gotta ask the publisher, because I think that they've sold everything already, but I gotta check that. symmetric sounds. In your opinion, how long do you think Russia can sustain those huge numbers of losses? Quite long, because judging from their experience of the World War II, I think they have quite a few people to sacrifice easily. Yeah,
People lives in Russian doesn't matter, you know.
at all.
Yeah.
Is Ukraine at war with Belarus too? So do you mean like technically or factically?
Yeah, it's a good question, technically,
Yeah.
factually, because Belarus joined part in a war from a first day of war started because Russian army moved from Belarus and crossed the border from Belarus, and Russia launching missiles from Belarus.
Yeah.
And really, Belarus, it's a two part of conflict of war.
Yeah, plus Belarus officially actually joined the Russian efforts in this invasion like a couple of weeks ago
Yeah,
when they...
a couple of weeks ago, president of dictator of Belarus Lukashenko said that he gave a territory in Belarus for expedition corpses from Russia. Yeah, it's like it will be Russian military unit inside Belarus, and
And he said, "We will protect our beautiful motherland by invading."
yeah, and it will be Russian military units in Belarus, and I think that it's just a point for moving to Ukraine from a Belarus border. I think it's just a Russian occupies unit, and Lukashenko doesn't understand that when he give territories for Russian army, he give territories for occupants who just occupy his territory in a close time.
Yeah.
After Ukraine.
Do you like metal? Metal.
Metal, music.
Music.
Yeah, I'm like all music. What I'm like.
Okay. All right. To piece off Putler, you guys should conquer Transnistria. Guys, I remember that at some point, it was probably in 1992.
Conflict in Transnistria.
Conflict in Transnistria, and correct me if I'm wrong, but they kind of wanted to like join Ukraine, but because Ukraine respects United Nations, because we respect borders, international recognized borders.
1992, yeah, you're right.
we I think we would not accept that. Luka Huilo, and I can definitely confirm that. 100%. Z for zombies. Yeah, by the way.
Yeah.
How can Russia say that they are protecting their motherland when they were the invaders? Mike, this is exactly how it works. It's like preventive invasion.
It's a new Russian language. It's like in George Orwell 1984. You know.
Yeah.
It's a pre-invasion. Yeah.
Preventive
Preventive
invasion.
invasion. Yeah.
Because why not?
Yeah.
Like you cannot understand Russia with your brain. So I think I made up a word, but I haven't. So that's a question from my buddy Rudy. I think I made up a word, but I'm not sure. Can you tell me? I'm working on another merch design called Rus Suka. Actually, may work. Yeah. Terror Russia works as well. What else?
Oh, what is what? How question? I again lose mind.
We're trying to find some names to describe Russians. We gotta think about that actually, because it requires some
a lot of
brain activity.
A lot of
A lot of brain activity. Yeah. And it was a hard day. Did you see those Belarus new crazy armor vehicles like Mad Max? Yeah, Bulba Mobiles.
What is it?
It's like potato car. Yeah, we saw those, and they were crazy. Yeah, Inkboy says you cannot understand Russia with sober mind. Exactly. Muffin says, please check this YouTube channel, Insights from Ukraine and Russia, translated conversations from Russians calling home to their friends and family. Yes, we know this channel. Fact is, we have a lot of those intercepted calls, and they're mostly published by our intelligence and security service of Ukraine. Currently, they are being translated. When they post those videos, usually they are translated or have like subtitles. Previously they didn't have those, but I'm glad that they do that. What do soldiers on the front line usually eat? Tell us, what did you have on the front line?
It's a good question. What they can cooking, they meet what they can cooking. Sometimes MRE, but usually it's cans with any product. Like I remember ravioli. It was a volunteer product. It was in Luhansk. We had two types of ravioli. Ravioli with some vegetable. I forgot. Ravioli with
З чим?
Я не пам'ятаю. Господи. Со шпинатом.
Spinach?
Yeah, ravioli with spinach. And ravioli with meat. Yeah, but on the front line we had it's different from a direct. It's different from a position where is living a soldier. For example, if it's like a defense line, yeah, and if they can opportunity to cooking food in a, for example, in a company command point, and give this food to position, they do it. If they doesn't have this opportunity, they just eat MRE or something, or cans with a conservative food.
Do you like spinach?
I like spinach, but not in ravioli.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's a crazy mix, ravioli and spinach.
What's the craziest thing that you had on the front line?
Craziest situation?
Craziest thing that you ate on the front
what
line?
I mean? It's a chocolate bar state beat, guys. We had a big bag with chocolate bars, and I maybe 2 weeks eat only these chocolate bars. When I come back to Kiev from a front line, I can't eat a chocolate bars. It was a chocolate bars with a jelly. Yeah, and
oh my god.
First 5 days we just it was situation with a Max from Flashback. Don't forget subscribe to Flashback channel. I'm again saying, yeah, it was situation with Max. We 2 weeks eat just a chocolate bar. It was very crazy. My teeth said to me, please stop eating meat or vegetables. But
They're complaining that they were eating chocolate bars. In 2015. How old were you in 2015?
I'm 24 now.
Anyways, so in 2015.
Sorry.
On a deployment, we had buckwheat prepared in a bucket, like aluminum bucket that you can see usually people use to wash floor and stuff. So we had that bucket, and we would prepare a full bucket of a freaking buckwheat without salt, butter, or anything else, like just buckwheat, and we would eat it for probably a month.
No, we doesn't have so bad situation. When I was on the front line, one of my volunteers in my section, he had a lot of Americans. MRE, it's some, for example, rice with meat, fastly cooking, or jerkies and other. If Danny watching our something, you should remember about jerkies. Yeah, but we doesn't had a trouble with good food, but sometimes was confused with the chocolate. But usually we had a good nutrition on the front line. Thank you for our volunteers, because a lot of Ukrainian volunteers make a vareniki in a банка. Боже, підкажи, в банках передавали
In
вареники.
like a jar.
Yeah,
Jars, yeah.
And other.
So in 2015, when we had that buckwheat on breakfast, lunch, and dinner, another thing that we had was bread, plenty of bread. We had like a group, like smaller than a platoon but bigger than a squad, and local authorities would deliver us a lot of bread for some reason. I don't know why. No idea. But we always had a lot of bread that would sometimes get spoiled and stuff, because we couldn't eat so much bread. Yeah. So that time, and it was around like October, November, like today. But it was very, very cold. We were stationed we were deployed to Krasnohorivka, and it was really freaking cold, so I got sick very bad. And what I did with the bread was I found garlic. I have no idea where I found the garlic, but it was soft because it was really old. So I found garlic. I made toasts. So I cut that bread in slices. I made toasts, and I rubbed all the toasts with the garlic, and I ate it like a couple of days in a row, and I felt fine actually. Yeah, people wouldn't like to stand near me for some time, probably, but it was nice. And I was protected from vampires, of course. What are your favorite Ukrainian dishes?
Борщ.
Borscht.
Борщ.
of course.
Ukrainian
Guys,
борщ.
Yeah, it's borscht. And vareniki with
With potato.
cherries.
Cherry. I love vareniki with potato.
Cheese.
And yes, and with just all Ukrainian dishes. It's my favorite dishes.
Yeah, guys, so Ukrainian cuisine is very nice.
We doesn't have not tasty dishes in Ukrainian
Yeah.
kitchen.
Even salo tastes awesome.
But
Even those people who never tasted it, they find it awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we have
not
here?
all know how you should write it salo. When I worked with a Westerns group, with the Westerns volunteer, they doesn't know how write it salo, and they just makale dipped salo in the soup. But I am sure I'm saying nope, you do not right. Do like me on a
Bread.
on a bread, small part of onion, and at first onion, after like bread and salo. It was a procedure how you write should eat salo.
There must be definitely be there must be like pickles, мариновані огірки.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! And yeah. So let's not talk about food because
Yeah,
it's
okay,
always,
because
you know.
don't forget about diet and nutrition.
Does every oblast have different ways of making borscht? Actually, kind of, yeah, because it depends on what kind of cattle, what kind is popular in different oblasts. Um, some animals feel
it's-
better in the field, while there are oblasts with mountains, and you cannot, care after those animals.
Yeah,
well,
we doesn't have ideal recipe of Ukrainian borscht because
it's very different.
it's very different in different regions of Ukraine.
Yeah, but it's always tasty. So some people like borscht with beans. I don't really like it with beans. I like it with huge amount of meat. And by the way, there's a specific borscht that not many people know about. A hetmansky borscht.
Whatever. Me too doesn't know about hetmansky borscht.
I think it's something like this. You take a big pot, you drop. First, I think you drop like beef, and you boil it in this, like you have all the ingredients for borscht inside. You drop beef, and you boil it in borscht. Then you take out the beef and you drop chicken, and you boil the chicken. Then you take out chicken, you drop pork, and you boil pork. And in the end, it becomes like very, very tasty, and it makes you feel full.
3 types of meat, yeah.
Yeah, there's
So-
like a bunch of. I'm not sure if you have to drop like fish there, something like that. So, anyways, it's
but
crazy.
My grandma make a borscht with a fish. With a with a fish in tomatoes. She drop it in a borscht. It's too very tasty.
Yeah, and by the way, it may sound shocking.
But don't forget that a couple months ago, UNESCO agreement that borscht it's real Ukrainian dish,
Yeah,
and agreement like ideal. The agreement ideal recipe, or the just agreement name like a borscht it's Ukrainian.
no. Borscht is Ukrainian legacy, cultural legacy that requires protection. But it may sound shocking to you guys, but there is green borscht, and my body will confirm that.
No fish in a borscht.
No
Why?
fish in the borscht.
Why?
Yeah.
It's just once of type of recipes. Don't worry about it. When you come in Ukraine, we show for you classical Ukrainian borscht. Don't worry about it.
We gotta become guides, like
Like
when people arrive to Ukraine, we can just like show them around and show them best places.
Street
know.
road, yeah, like
Food tourism.
yeah, food tourism.
That's my favorite kind of tourism, by the way. Okay, all right, guys, we will be finishing this stream very soon because we have another stream in like 15 minutes.
Who was first foreign volunteer you served with?
Sorry?
Question for Lynx Rufus. Who was your first volunteers? What do you serve? I'm find this question and like was a special directly for me.
Yeah.
Can I answer you?
Sure.
Yeah, our first I meet with my first foreign volunteer. Foreign, sorry. It's my accent from a Brighton Beach. My teacher of English said me, "Hey, Pasha, you have Brighton Beach accent." I'm saying, "Sorry, dear teacher." Yeah, and first our foreign, it was Ozzy. He is still alive, always okay with Ozzy.
And he's watching us right
yeah,
now.
Ozzy, if you watching now us, Ozzy, thank you for your service. Yeah, first was Ozzy. After it, I met with Americans. After it, I met with Brits,
Canadians.
Canadians. Yeah, but in my groups was Ozzy, Americans, and Brits.
They're tough.
Yeah, and one it's very sad, but one American was wounded in Luhansk region in Rubizhne. He was wounded in a leg. Yeah, but now with this guy, always okay. I hope he is healthy now, and always good. Yeah, it was a very good experience. Work with volunteers, foreign volunteers. Maybe in future in my stream I give more detailed information about it. Maybe I made stream only for it.
Yeah.
Thank you for question.
Yeah, so there are people asking what about the next stream. So it will be the stream with the shields dedicated to Iran. And why Iran is because we support protesters in Iran. One of the ways to stop this regime of Khamenei from supporting Russians with those drones and missiles is to support their protests. So check out the shills. I absolutely love this channel and I'm very glad to be invited there every time. So we will be moving there. And Paul will be moving home. Yeah. So, thank you so much, guys. It was awesome. Yeah, unfortunately, due to different blackouts and stuff like that, we weren't able to have plenty of streams this week. But I think that everything will change soon. So, stay awesome. Don't forget to subscribe to the Flashback.
Thank you, Andrew, that you invite me on your stream.
Yeah. It was a pleasure, and thank you so much, guys, for supporting Ukraine, because this is the right cause.
Yeah.
My name is Operator Starsky, and my buddy Paul.
Project Flashback, don't forget, subscribe. I'm control all subscribers.
Yeah. See you guys. Thank you for watching.